River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Niner Nuts. I'm Dan here along with James. James, say hello.
What's up, everybody? Jimmy B coming at you on a Wednesday.
Yep, we're changing it up just a little bit because the parlay we got for you guys and a little bit of what we're talking about is a little more time sensitive than what we did last week. So we're shaking it up a little bit. Jimmy B and Indiana Dan, we're tag teaming some parlays and bets this year. James has finally gotten me to actually make some bets this year. Instead of just talking the talk, I'm putting real money where my mouth is this time. This year.
And if you guys watched the 1 o'clock game, we were literally 3 points away from winning our parlay. Lost the Vikings game. Didn't think Kirk Cousins was gonna be that bad in Tampa, but apparently his record is now 1-4 in Tampa. Sorry guys, I didn't realize that. Kirk Cousins at 1 o'clock is usually money.
You would think so, but then again, they did gash the entire roster, so
That is true.
I mean,
and they won a lot of one-score games last year, so that's going to come crashing back to earth this year.
Tampa's a little bit of a skeleton of themselves too. I'm glad. I like that Baker seems like he's on the right track with Tampa. I like Baker, but no, for Indiana Dan purposes, no, I was a little mad.
I was a little upset at the Vikings because we were 6 out of 7 almost. But guys, we're taking another shot like we do every week. And the reason why we're coming to you Wednesday is we are betting on the Thursday night game this week, and we have it as part of our parlay. Can you guess who we picked for the Thursday night game? This is pretty much an automatic, like, this is going to happen. Kirk Cousins in primetime is basically, I don't know, what's the worst quarterback in the history of football? That's what Kirk Cousins is in primetime. And the Eagles playing at home on a Thursday night game. You saw what they did last year in week 2 to the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings are not the same team they were last year. I did remember that last year they won about 12 games by 1 score. That was insane. That doesn't happen. And when it does, the following year, it all comes rolling back, and then they don't win these 1-score games.
What was it, like a negative 50-point differential too, or some absurd point differential, despite the fact that they had 12 wins?
Yeah, and look, they got beat by the Giants at home. The Giants beat them at home. The Giants weren't that good of a team last year. They were basically depending on a blitzing defense to win games. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think the Vikings are going to win this game. And the Eagles should really manhandle them like they did in week 2 last year on Thursday night. So Look for the Eagles to beat the Minnesota. And, if I was a betting man with points, I would pick the Eagles to cover for sure.
I couldn't agree more with this one, honestly. And I'll go ahead and pull it up since we're going to go through the whole list now. There's no reason to think that they're at Philly too. Sorry if you said that, but yeah, they're at Philly too. No, it's it's your home opener. It's on prime time. Have fun.
Granted, the Eagles' offense did not look good this week, but they were playing a tough defense. The offensive coordinators learning how to make play calls. All in all, I think this coming week, the Eagles will open up the playbook for Jalen Hurts and be a little more aggressive against this Minnesota defense. And I believe you're going to see the Eagles put up points. Plus, I think the defense is going to dominate against the Vikings offense like they did last year. So with that being said, we're going on to our upset of the week. Yes, it's not a big upset, but we got the Ravens beating the Bengals in Cincinnati. Cincinnati tends in the last couple of years to get off the slow starts. I believe they went 0-2 last year before they went on a run. So we expect them to have another slow start in week 2 against the Ravens. The Ravens have Lamar Jackson, a really good defense. So we think this Ravens team will upset Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. I mean,
I was just looking at what it's been like for Joe Burrow versus the Bengals too, or versus the Ravens too. My apologies. He does have a 3-2 record against them, but he kind of ping pongs a little. Loss, win, win, loss, win. It really is kind of 50-50 if he does pull it out against the Ravens. And just to piggyback what you said, they started 0-2 last year and they made the AFC Championship game. So I'm not saying that they'll make the AFC Championship game this year. I mean, they have as good a shot as the Bills or Kansas City, honestly. But no, I'm agreeing with you. I think the Bengals, even though they're opening at home, I think the Ravens are going to be very hungry. They're going to be riding off their win, and they're going to want to upset their division rival. And this is the perfect opportunity to pounce on them while they're down.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the two of these quarterbacks going at each other, I think Lamar is going to outshine Joe Burrow in this game. And the upsets, we predict that the upset's going to happen in Cincy this week. That's, last week we brought you the Browns over Cincy. We saw what happened, 24-3. Cleveland took it to Cincy.
Joe Burrow doesn't beat Cleveland. Don't ever not listen to us about that again.
Yes, definitely. So next up, we have the Buccaneers at home against the Bears. If you saw the Bears last week, Dan watched them and suffered through it.
I did.
For the most part. The Bears' offensive line didn't look so good. Bucs usually have a tough defense, especially with Todd Bowles there. You can look at what they did to Minnesota. They held Minnesota to 17 points and pulled out the win. I think, and Dan, you said the Bears' defense didn't get any better as well. So,
I mean, to be fair, they did kind of start good, but there's a thing that happens when your defense is on the field for longer than the offense. You start to get tired. Like, I could see glimmers of improvement in the first half, and they were doing fine, but endless stalled drives throughout the rest of the game, it started to wear on the whole team. And they have pieces to be a really good defense. And I think that call it a hot take, I don't think Baker Mayfield is better than Jordan Love. Jordan Love really did look impressive, if I'm being completely objective and fair. Jordan Love really impressed me in his first game. But I don't think this defense is going to be anything that Mayfield can't handle. I think the front seven of the Bucs is still really good. The secondary of the Bucs is still really good. They're not in as big a decline as you would expect, in my opinion. I'm not a Bucs expert by any means, but no, it's another tough defense for for Justin Fields, to go against. And I would take the Bucs in this, as much as it pains me to say. I think it's a very safe bet to take the Bucs over the Bears. Yeah,
for sure. Okay, and so next we have the Buffalo Bills over the Raiders. So
our no-duh pick of the week.
yes, Buffalo at home against Josh McDaniels' Raiders. It's the Raiders with Josh McDaniels at the helm are not going to be anything special. Josh McDaniels, basically suffered or stunk, I should say. Not he suffered, but the fans really suffered. Josh McDaniels stunk in Denver, and he's going to stink it up here in Las Vegas with the Raiders. So don't look for the Raiders to even come close to winning this game. Buffalo at home at 1:00. All day, every day. As you can see, it's the biggest favorite that we have picked out, simply because, like Dan said, no duh.
Yeah, not to kick Jimmy while he's down. He did beat the Broncos, but the Raiders are the Broncos' kryptonite. I think they've literally lost to them like 7 times in a row now. Like, they just don't beat the Raiders. But and fun fact, Russell Wilson still can't score more than 16 points. But yeah, no, I will forever have a little place in my heart for Jimmy G. But no, you're not going to Buffalo, and you're not going to go into Buffalo and win. We haven't seen how they're playing. Hopefully we'll catch a little bit of the game after we tape. But yeah, that could be a real beatdown. I'm sorry. The Raiders are going to get killed by Buffalo.
Yeah, absolutely. So next up, we have the Colts at the Texans. The Texans did not look good yesterday. And the Colts actually gave the Jags a run for their money. Yeah, now granted, the Colts were at home. Jacksonville was on the road. But Anthony Richardson, I was watching that game, along with the 49ers game, and he really looked impressive. He made some good throws. He's very mobile and can move around. He looked pretty good in his first game. He really took it to the Jaguars. I believe the Jaguars got out of there late in the game, but I think Shane Steichen and Anthony Richardson are maybe a force to be dealt with if Richardson continues to improve week by week. And so we have picked them. The Texans are pretty much we don't think they're really going to do anything much this year. They're a team very much in rebuild still. So look for the Colts over the Texans as well.
Anthony looks far more acclimated and far more comfortable than CJ Stroud. The Texans are still going to be a project. No one should be surprised if they are a top 5 pick this year. Not to say that I don't know. They look like they're going to be a bigger tank than Arizona, the way Arizona played yesterday. They were surprisingly impressive. But it's a division game. It's not the same circumstances than when they played last year when they tied and then the Texans just won by a squeaker that last time. I think the Colts are going to comfortably win this game, especially it doesn't matter really that they're on the road. It's a division game. They're going to play just as hard even with all the Texans fans around them. I don't know. I feel very confident that Anthony is going to get his first win, and CJ CJ, I don't think CJ is going to be able to handle the division game. I think it will go to the Colts this first time around.
Yeah, I think so too. I definitely think this game is going to the Colts. So next up, we have the LA Chargers on the road at the Tennessee Titans. Titans did not look good yesterday, and the Chargers, they put up points. They lost a barn burner to the Miami Dolphins. Great game to watch. It was back and forth the whole game. Miami finally pulled it through at the end, but the Chargers put up a good fight. I mean, I'm not really a believer in Brandon Staley, but I think Justin Herbert can make up for Brandon Staley in this game against the Titans.
If everybody stays healthy throughout the game, that's going to be probably the biggest thing, is that they don't lose receivers like they did last year. And that's their ceiling, what we saw yesterday, even though it was a heartbreaking touchdown to Tyreek Hill that ended it. But yeah, no, we saw what their potential ceiling could be. And for as tough a cookie as Mike Vrabel is, yeah, these aren't the Saints. This isn't going to be a 1-point nail biter. I see this game getting out of hand pretty fast. There may be some nice surprise defensive stops here and there, but I think the total is going to be more. I think the Chargers are going to win easily by more than 14 points. They'll put them away pretty easily.
Plus, the Titans don't really have a quarterback. All they have is Derrick Henry, and they got Malik Willis as the number 2 and Will Levis as the number 3. So I don't expect them to
D-Hop's not an all-pro anymore. No, just the Chargers are going to outthrow them. That's all they got to do. As long as Justin Herbert doesn't get hurt, they're going to easily win by at least 2 scores. It's going to get out of hand for Tennessee.
Yeah, for sure. And so our last pick of the week, the Detroit Lions. Look at what they did to the Kansas City Chiefs on the road. They took it to the defending champs and beat them by 1 point. And yeah, everybody, I was high. I actually gave you some long shot odds on the Lions winning the Super Bowl this year at plus 2,500. I actually like them to do that. They're not my favorite, because the Eagles are my favorite. But I do like the Lions to at least get into the playoffs and win their first playoff game in however many years since Barry Sanders was on the team. So the Lions are a really good team. They have really good spirit. Dan Campbell makes you want to run through a wall for him. And they took it to the Chiefs and beat the Chiefs on the road on Super Bowl banner night. Come on, man. The Detroit was ready to play that game. Jared Goff, look for Jared Goff to break the consecutive pass record without an interception. That's what's going to happen in this game against the Seahawks.
You think he's not going to? Well, it could happen.
And remember, it's pass attempts and not completions.
Matt Stafford, without Cooper Kupp or anybody of note, had a really good game against the Seahawks yesterday. This is Detroit's home opener too. That stadium is going to be so loud.
For the first time in 30 years, they have a waiting list for season tickets.
Oh, there's going to be so much blue. It's going to be so damn loud.
It's going to be loud in that stadium. And Seattle,
it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. And with the Eagles, playing on Thursday night, 49ers playing at 4, I'm going to be watching some of these games at 1:00 with my Sunday ticket. And, and we'll see. Hopefully they got the Lions in the 4-screen split view so I can watch them along with some of these other games. But all of these, other than the Thursday night game, are 1:00 games. So after the Eagles win on Thursday, you'll be in line to watch these games. As you can see, it's plus 25.59 on this bet, so $10 gets us $265. This is our money. We have chipped in each $5. We have bet legally. Dan placed a bet in Indiana, so we are betting legally. Guys, bet responsibly. We came one win from this week of actually hitting, and I believe we're really going to hit this week.
If we can hit on this one, that'd be nice, because this one is almost $100 more than last week.
I know,
dude. Check your state, guys. There's a reason I put the bet in instead of him. But yeah, just be responsible. Obviously, we're just advice. We're advice. We're doing this for fun. Please be responsible. If you have a problem, there's a lot of resources out there.
1-800-GAMBLER. Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a problem.
There you go. But yeah, and no, we're not sponsored by DraftKings. I prefer DraftKings. There's a free plug for you, dude.
Yeah. We're not sponsored by DraftKings, but we like their app. We like betting on them. It's very easy. So that's where we go through. And that is Jimmy B's and Indiana Dan's parlay, money line parlay for the week, coming at you on a Wednesday, just in time to bet before the Thursday night game.
Absolutely. And now the housekeeping part of the show. This code below me this whole time, this is a code for Royal Retro jerseys. What's a Royal Retro jersey? It's an authentic old school throwback jersey company that covers all sports: basketball, football, baseball, hockey, you name it. You want to get an old school authentic jersey to think about the glory days, to stand out in the crowd, to appreciate your team's history, whatever your reason, Royal Retros will hook you up. And we're hooking you up with a 10% off code, Shady Sports. Look at that in the big bold below me. Use Shady Sports at checkout to get 10% off your entire order, not just one item. It goes 10% across the entire order for your next jersey from RoyalRetros.com. Again, that is Shady Sports. When you check out at RoyalRetros.com, go get yourself an old school authentic jersey today.
And even the pros wear these jerseys. We saw Jalen Hurts wearing a Birmingham Barracuda jersey. So guys, these are sick jerseys. Go and get your discount today.
Absolutely. And James, Jimmy B, whichever hat you're wearing right now, let everybody know what's going on below you on bonfire.com.
So guys, in recent news over the past month, we heard some owner misbehaving, we'll call it. Some insider trading going on with Jed York, our own owner, and then the Houston Texans minority owner getting very serious charges of sexual crimes in Kentucky. And so, as we know, a player would be reported immediately by the NFL, but the NFL chose to sit on these stories for months, even years in the case of Jed York, before independent reporting agencies brought the news to light to the public. The NFL would then put out a comment. Yes, they suspended the Houston Texans minority owner, but like we said, if this is a player, we know the next day from the NFL. So we are starting a hashtag, guys. Owner standards are less than player standards. Hashtag owner accountability. Get on Twitter, get on TikTok, get on Instagram. Put that out there, because this isn't just that players are getting reported on by the NFL immediately after something happens, while allegations are going on. Not even charges. Allegations are going on when the NFL reports something. With this, Jed York, yeah, they were allegations, but they knew about it for 2 years. When we talk about the Houston minority Texans owner, he was formally charged in Kentucky of serious sexual crime, 6 counts of them. The NFL knew it for months, never said a word until ProFootballTalk.com broke the story. We are just biting off of them, we admit, because we don't have the inside sources like that, but we are taking a lead from them, and we are calling out the owners, so much so that we are trying to help the Kentucky Crisis Centers to raise money for them. We have an owner standards are less than player standards, hashtag owner accountability. If you want to take the stand with us and let everybody know and become aware, t-shirts start at $22.99, but you can get it in a premium long sleeve, pullover, hoodie, crew neck, all different sizes, guys, coming at you, $22.99. We are bringing this back. This is the Daniel Snyder standoff with the other owners. We brought this back for this campaign because we want you to have a cool t-shirt when you donate to charity. And if you have a little bit of a sense of humor, you'll like this shirt. $22.99 starts the tee. Next, we have our podcast logo art. You'll find this art at the beginning of the show, and then also on our podcast logo on Spotify. $22.99, all different sizes, premium long, pullover, crew neck hoodies available. This is our alternate logo, Niner Nuts with the field goal and the little peanuts. Nice shirt. I have this shirt, real high quality. Get it in the premium for $22.99 or a pull-off hoodie, crew neck sweatshirt. And then, guys, we have our mascot, the cute little peanut with 3D goggles, a Niners hat, eating peanuts. How cute is this? This is a great shirt. Once again, I own this shirt. Look for a good quality shirt and a good shirt when you donate to charity. T-shirts start at $22.99.
Yeah, guys.
And you're going to want to go to bonfire.com. Sorry, almost messed that up. Bonfire.com. That's the actual link down there. But if you're having trouble or you don't want to type that in, just Google Bonfire Niner Nuts and it'll pop right up, ready for you to go to our shop and order.
Yeah, guys. I will be wearing mine soon. But I promise. But there's things out there that are bigger than football. We do love the community and what football does for the world, so to say. But when things are bigger than football, we want to participate in trying to bring awareness to wrongs, help do our part to not just ignore things, brush them under the rug. Like when there's things as serious as some of the allegations and actual crimes that have been committed. Like I said, there's some things that are bigger than football. And as much as we like the sport, we need to hold people in accountability that deserve to be like these owners have.
Yes, absolutely, guys. So get a cool t-shirt, donate to a good cause. Hey, all the proceeds go to charity. We're not taking any money from this. So we want to help out the community. Like Dan said, we want to be a part of the community in growing positive outcomes for people in society that really, really need it.
Yeah, that is 100% true. James, go ahead and remind everybody also where they can reach out to us in the meantime.
Dan, if you could point up for me, please. As you can see, we have Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, TikTok.
We're not getting rid of the bird.
No, at Niner Nuts is where you'll find us there on all those platforms. We're usually more active on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, TikTok second. Instagram we'll get to, but we have jobs, we have lives, so it's a little hard to get to Instagram. But guaranteed, you can find us on X, Twitter. Dan tweets live tweets every Sunday during the game, so you can follow us there. I'm usually going
the only time I'm on Twitter.
That's the only time he's on Twitter. He's the live Twitter guy when the 49ers are playing. I'm just watching the game. So look out for that on Sunday.
By the way, yeah, please no emails about how delayed I am. Pretty please. I know I'm delayed. I'm watching it on YouTube TV, and this game with the Steelers, I was trying to listen to the radio broadcast as well off of my computer, but they were even more behind than YouTube was. So, yeah, if you still want me to live tweet, it's going to be a little behind. So just go ahead and get off my back now. I'm sorry if I'm seeing a play 3 minutes late. Like, that's just how it worked.
Yeah, I remember texting him during the game. He's like, haven't got there yet because I'm behind.
Oh, dude, trust me. Like, I tried on my phone for a little bit, and I tried on my desktop, and it was just as bad on both of them. So I decided to save my phone battery and just played it off my computer. And
yeah, the NFL made a bad move in this case when going to YouTube, because guess what Apple does? It lets you sync the radio broadcast to the actual live video broadcast.
No offense to any broadcaster. The only broadcaster I'm going to watch now... Okay, no, that's not fair. I'm going to listen to I will listen to the broadcast radio, or I will listen to the prime time broadcast audio probably. But a 1 o'clock and a 4 o'clock, I'm literally only going to listen to Greg Papa unless Kevin Harlan is calling the game. If we're on CBS and Kevin Harlan's calling it, yeah, sorry, Papa, I'm listening to Harlan.
Yeah, I'll listen to anybody. So yeah, I don't take up a mantle of boycotting announcers, but that stands cause we got the bonfire cause. So guys,
Joe Buck will send you an autograph next week.
So guys, Dan, do you have anything for us before we sign off?
No, the only thing that I'll leave you all with is a reminder that we are going to SoFi Stadium, aka Levi's South, next Sunday, 4 o'clock Eastern time. That's 1 o'clock Pacific time. We're going to be facing our division rival, the Rams. Hopefully it'll be a nice, beautiful sea of red like it has been every other time we've gone to SoFi Stadium. This is going to be exciting. We're fresh off a big win. They're fresh off a big win against Seattle, but woohoo, you beat Seattle. We've beaten them every single time in the regular season for the past 4, 5. Shut up. I don't care about the NFC Championship. Regular season, we've beaten them. I think it's 8 times. Whoever fact check me later. But yeah, regular season against the Rams, this is going to be a really good one. I'm glad we're getting one this early.
Yeah, and next episode, we're coming at you with the John Lynch, Nick Bosa contract and the new cap space. That's our Friday show coming at you. Normally that would have been on Wednesday, but we wanted to get you this parlay in time just for the Thursday night game. So with that being said, guys, outro music, River Road, Justin Muth.
Beat the Rams.
River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running.